Have you ever wondered why it seems like bad people always win while good people get trampled? Is life really this unfair, or is there something deeper going on? Today, we're diving into one of humanity's most enduring questions. Why do good people suffer while bad people thrive? This isn't just a modern dilemma. It's a timeless struggle that philosophers, writers, and thinkers have grappled with for centuries. From Schopenhauer's bleak view of existence to Nietzsche's insights on power, we'll explore why life often feels so unjust and how we can find meaning in the face of suffering. By the end of this video, you'll have a fresh perspective on fairness, morality, and what it means to live a good life, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Let's start by examining the illusion of fairness, because understanding why life feels unfair is the first step toward making peace with it. We're taught from a young age that life is fair, that hard work leads to success, kindness brings rewards, and justice prevails in the end. But anyone who's lived long enough knows this isn't always true. In fact, philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer argued that life itself is inherently unjust. He believed that suffering is an unavoidable part of existence, not because of any divine plan, but simply because of the nature of reality. As he famously wrote, life swings back and forth like a pendulum between pain and boredom. For Schopenhauer, happiness was fleeting, and those who sought fairness were chasing an illusion. But here's the thing. Even though fairness might be an illusion, society constantly reinforces the idea that it exists. We see successful people celebrated for their achievements, assuming they must have earned their place through merit. Yet behind the scenes, privilege, luck, and systemic advantages often play a much bigger role. Meanwhile, good people, those who prioritize kindness, honesty and integrity, are frequently overlooked or even punished for their virtues. Why? Because traits like ruthlessness, selfishness, and manipulation are often rewarded in competitive environments. Think about it. History is full of examples where ruthless leaders rose to power while compassionate ones were sidelined. So, if fairness is an illusion, does that mean we should give up on being good? Not quite. To answer that, let's turn to another philosopher who had a lot to say about power and morality, Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche didn't mince words when it came to human nature. He believed that traditional notions of good and evil were social constructs designed to keep people in line. In his view, the world wasn't built for the meek. It was made for those who pursued power relentlessly. Nietzsche called this drive the will to power, arguing that individuals who prioritized dominance and self-interest were more likely to succeed in a chaotic and indifferent universe. Sound harsh, it is, but Nietzsche wasn't saying this to justify cruelty. He was pointing out the brutal truth about how the world operates. Now, before you throw your hands up in despair, consider this. Nietzsche also believed that embracing our own potential could lead to greatness. He introduced the concept of the Übermensch, or superhuman, someone who creates their own values rather than conforming to societal expectations. For Nietzsche, true strength came from transcending conventional morality, not abandoning it entirely, but redefining it in a way that aligns with your authentic self. So, while ruthless behavior might help some people climb the ladder, it doesn't necessarily lead to fulfillment or purpose. This brings us to an important question. If being good doesn't guarantee success, then what's the point of striving to be moral at all? To answer that, let's look at how philosophers like Tolstoy and Viktor Frankl found meaning in suffering. Leo Tolstoy once said, "The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity." Despite his privileged upbringing, Tolstoy spent much of his later years grappling with existential questions about suffering and purpose. he concluded that true fulfillment comes not from personal gain, but from contributing to something greater than yourself. Similarly, Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, argued that suffering becomes meaningful when we choose how to respond to it. In his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning." What these philosophers remind us is that goodness isn't wasted, it just operates on a different timeline. While bad actions might bring short-term rewards, good actions create ripples that extend far beyond our immediate circumstances. Being kind, honest, or compassionate may not always lead to external success, but it enriches your inner world and leaves a lasting impact on those around you. And sometimes that's enough. So maybe life isn't fair, but perhaps fairness isn't the point. What if being good isn't about winning, but about creating meaning in a chaotic world? If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder that goodness still matters. And remember, even in the darkest moments, there's light to be found if you're willing to look for it. As Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.